Lewis Hamilton has hinted that he could stick around at Mercedes for several more years. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff claims that Lewis Hamilton has talked about competing in F1 for another decade before retiring, although the Austrian doesn't believe his comments to be serious. Wolff states that the pair have discussed Hamilton's F1 future following information from the driver himself that a multi-year contract extension could be in the works. Simply getting onto the F1 grid is considered a massive achievement for many of the world's top drivers. Hamilton is now coming towards the end of his 16th season, during which he has amassed an unsurpassed 7 drivers' championships. But as his 38th birthday creeps closer along with the end of his Mercedes contract, which is due to expire at the end of next season, speculation persists over the Brit's next move. He recently claimed that discussions had been held over a multi-year extension that could keep him racing into his 40s. Speaking to Performance People, Wolff has shed more light on their recent talks, and the Silver Arrows boss claims that Hamilton has joked about continuing for another 10 years. "Lewis and I have grown very close with one another over the last 8 years," he said. "Grows" is the right terminology because we've gone through difficult phases as well. Lewis is totally mature and conscious about where he stands in his career. He's not being led by his emotions, like I've seen with sportspeople that think it can go on forever. Lewis is rational and intelligent about it. He says, "I know I have a shelf life as a racing driver. It's clear. You can push that shelf life further by being disciplined." Lewis knows that, one day, he won't be the best himself anymore. That hasn't happened yet and he's doing everything to continue. "We've been talking about it. He said, I'd love to continue. Could we do another 5 or 10 years? But this is more jokingly. I think he has a few good years left in him and he's going to be the first one to admit, I can't compete against a 24-year-old that's as good as I was, or even close to how I was. I have no doubt that Lewis Hamilton is not only the greatest racing driver but he's going to be successful in a second or third way when reinventing himself. Pushing for an 8th world title is thought to be a massive motivation for Hamilton, who was denied that milestone by narrowly losing out to Max Verstappen on the final lap of a controversial 2021 season finale. Currently, Hamilton and Michael Schumacher are tied at the top of the all-time world titles charts with 7 apiece. Mercedes haven't been able to compete with Red Bull on pace this season, leaving the former McLaren star in a battle to finish best of the rest.